So this is a vlog I honestly never in a million years expected to be making, especially now of all times. Those of you who watched my YouTube live a couple days ago kind of got a little sneak peek behind the scenes on this, but you know how many years I've said that I work from home because I have too much anxiety to get like a real job? I have 3 different job interviews lined up today. 2 of them potentially may hire on site. So, that's a thing. Are any of them, like, brag-worthy jobs? Hell no. No. These are essentially jobs that, if we're being honest, I would consider to be a little bit scraping the bottom of the barrel, but you know what? It's a first job. Almost nobody's first job is anything to brag about, and everybody's gotta start somewhere. So, I have no shame about taking a job in food service, in fast food specifically, just to get experience under my belt so that I can move on and work somewhere better later. I don't see any shame in that. You guys can judge all you want for, Jen, you're 35 and your first job is gonna be fast food. Oh my god, you're going nowhere in life. Yeah, that may be true, but you might also be wrong. It may be the first stepping stone to something a lot bigger and better down the road. I did also apply to the grocery store down the street, but their hiring manager's been on vacation this week. So, depending on how that goes next week when she's back, if I get one of the ones today, I may very quickly bounce for that one because I'd much rather have the grocery store one since it has benefits. It has dental, it has vision, it has health insurance all included with it. It's steady pay. I know almost everybody who works in that store. I would be thrilled to work there. So, that may be a thing too. Especially because I do have people who are putting in a good word for me there as well. So, that's a thing. And you know, for as scared as I've been to ever do anything like this before, honestly, I'm excited. I never thought in a million years I would say I feel excited about something like this, especially given the circumstances that led to it very suddenly being a thing and me being almost manic about getting just hired anywhere. I don't care where, even if it's like the most menial piece of shit job. I don't give a shit. I will take anything and I will take it happily with a smile on my face and be grateful for it. But I legit do feel excited. Yeah, my Etsy is coming to a close, and that's a whole other story for another day. But you know what? I'm kind of okay with it. I'm kind of okay with it because, frankly, it took over my life so badly to where I never had free time for anything. Ever. I know you guys look at me, you see me on here, and you think that I must have nothing but free time all of the time because I work from home. Look at her making videos all day, every day, this, that, and the other, is selling cutesy little things she, like, makes. Ooh, wow, how hard could it be? How hard could it be? Try sleeping 2 hours a night for months on end and working every fucking waking hour of the day and night, and it still not being enough for months on end. That is the reality of what it became. And I have said for years, if it ever became not fun anymore, I'd quit it. It's officially not fun for me anymore, so I'm not doing it anymore. It's probably going to be closed down outside of my control anyway, because of the number of cases. The order defect rate is a thing on Etsy now as of last year when they changed the rules that if you get so much as 1% with an order defect rate, which is either negative reviews or if they're if their case is opened against your shop in a 4-month period, then they can and will close you down. And I have been given warnings by the Etsy Trust and Safety team in the past that if it happened again, I get no more chances. That's it. I'm out. So I'm pretty sure, I'm like basically at this point just waiting for that email to come that I've been shut down because there have been a fuck ton of cases and negative reviews because while initially it was great that there were so many orders coming in the past couple months, it became impossible to keep up with them all. And there was people who would not even accept me just offering a refund. They just plain wanted to see the world burn. We're like, nope, not good enough. I'm opening a case. I'm leaving negative reviews. just to fuck you over. It's like, wow, thanks though. So that's a thing, but it's been the month of 1,000 Karens, as I've been nicknaming it. Oh god, it's been terrible, to the point where I'm like, I don't even want to do it anymore. Frankly, I'd be thrilled for them to shut it down. Like, please do it. Just end that chapter. I realize I could shut it down myself, but the open orders that there still are as of right now, people will fucking go into a panic if I do it on my own. And I don't have the funds to refund every single order, right? I have enough for some of them. I don't have enough for all of them right now. Because, I had to buy supplies and shit. Plus, all the people that wanted refunds, the people who scammed to get free hats, like, they waited till the day they saw it shipped and then demanded a refund that day, or they'd open a case. And at that point, I was still gullible enough to do it. And it all came to a head really quickly. And I'm done. I'm done. Like, fuck it. You know what? Yeah, I could still sell on eBay, and I think a few items I am still going to sell on eBay, because, like, the Nez hats, I know I'm the authority. I make them better than anybody. Like, not to toot my own horn, I fucking do. And mine are the only ones who are authorized. So, just saying. I will still offer and sell those. I will still make little one-off projects here and there, just in my own free time, because I enjoy doing it, and sell those. But the things that are made to order, I'm sorry. That ship has sailed after that whole experience. You know what? No. I need my life back. So I will probably wait till all of that dust settles. I'll take a bunch of the excess supplies I bought in bulk, probably offload those on eBay, since a lot of those you can't even buy now because of the pandemic. A lot of the yarn companies have been discontinuing entire lines, or like almost their entire lines of colors. So a lot of what I have right now you can't even buy anymore. So frankly, I'd be happy to offer it up to somebody else who can use it more than me right now. I can always buy something else for personal projects later. That's fine. But frankly, I'd be relieved to get it the hell out of here. I don't even want to look at it anymore. I'm done. I'm done. Like I said, I am not giving up crafting. I'm not giving up knitting or crocheting. I'm not giving up selling anything ever. That's not happening. Rest assured. But it will be on a much more limited basis. It's going to be a lot more chill. Because I can't do the work all day, every waking hour of the day thing anymore. I need a work-life balance. Because this isn't fair to me. Because as this whole thing has snowballed, I realized, is this how I want to spend the rest of my life? And especially with getting this little sleep, who knows how long that even could be, because I can tell this is literally killing me. Yeah, no, I can't do this forever. So, I'm going to get it back down to a much more healthy, sane level that I can handle. And I'll just do that, and I'll do it through eBay and maybe Shopify, depending on how much I still feel like doing. And that'll be that for that. But that did open the case of, well, where's my money gonna come from now? I mean, yeah, I earn a little bit from YouTube. I don't earn enough to coast from on YouTube. I mean, I earn maybe like 100 or so. On a good month, maybe 200 from YouTube. That's cute, but I got used to earning more than that from Etsy. Frankly, the realization that I could make a lot more than I made from all of my online stuff collectively combined, the data entry, the YouTube, and the Etsy together. I could make more than that at a minimum wage job, which is really sad to admit, but I could. Even working part-time, I would earn more at that than I did from all the other avenues combined. And then at the end of the day, I work from X hour to X hour. Everything outside of those hours is mine to do whatever I want with, without this lingering cloud hanging over my head telling me that I should be working harder and doing more. I'll actually be able to do my hobbies again. I'll actually be able to get back up to date and current with my videos again, because even those, I'm sure you guys have noticed, took quite the hit in how far behind most of the pre-filmed stuff got. Like, I'm still going to post all of the pre-filmed stuff. Like, I'm not gonna ditch those just to get current, but once I catch up, it'll all be current again. Won't that be nice? That's gonna be so nice. Like, I can't even begin to tell you. And don't you worry, this channel's going nowhere, and it's not gonna, like, see a hit with the upload schedule. Don't you guys worry about that, because no, I genuinely love what I do here. So that's not going anywhere. But I'll have time to draw and to paint again. I'll have time to actually play guitar and ukulele again. Do you know how soul-crushing that is? I'm almost crying. I'm almost crying right now saying it. Do you know how soul-crushing it's been for me to look at those day in, day out, and maybe pick it up for like 5 minutes and then have to like internally yell at myself to put it down because I'm wasting time? Do you know how much that kills me? Yeah, the fact that I'm actually gonna have my life back and actually be earning more than I ever did with everything combined and not be murdering my hands and wrists to do it. Like, even with the data entry stuff, I can give up the data entry to, like, what I would make in 1 hour minimum wage is more than I sometimes made typing from the time I got up till bedtime some days. Yeah, it's like that. It's like that. It got that dire to where I was that desperate to pull in anything and just have it be from home. And I'm finally at the point where I'm like, to me, it would be more worth it to get outside of my comfort zone and go out in the world, just work a traditional job, be it part-time or full-time, and just do the thing, and then everything outside of that is golden to do whatever I want with. That would be so nice. And the more that I have framed it that way in my mind, the less anxiety I have felt about the whole thing. And the more excited I've felt about it. Like, even if it's just somewhere like fucking Taco Bell, honestly, I feel excited at that prospect just to have it not take up every waking hour of the day. Like, literally, that sounds so nice to me at this point. And I realize that right now I'm romanticizing it, and that come whenever I get hired by one of these, within a month I'll probably be on here bitching about how bad it sucks, but at the same time I'm not gonna want to give up that money, so I'll stay there anyway. But yeah, that. But like I said, even if it sucks, I have concrete goals in mind now. Goals that I think even would surprise you guys. Because once I get everything squared away with the Etsy thing to where that chapter is 100% closed and done and no debts on it or anything, do you want to know what the first big purchase I want to make is? I want to save up for a car. I want to learn to drive. I want to finally do the thing. And I realize most people do that like around age 16. I'm 35, only just now finally feeling like I want to do it. But I want to. And I feel excited about that too, because once I have that license and the car, then the possibilities open up. Because then I'm not relying on my dad to bring me to and from a job like it's gonna be right now. Which means I can expand how far I want to go to work at wherever I ideally want to. I can apply to all the record stores in the area. I can apply to all the bookstores in the area. I can apply to every Bath and Body Works. I can apply to all the craft stores and not be given shit from my dad about having to drive that far. Because right now, he's about willing to like drive anywhere immediately within town and maybe about like 5 or 10 minutes outside of it. That's about it. That's a very small circle. That's virtually nothing that I'd like want to work at. There's a couple where I'd actually be really happy to if I got them this locally, but there's a lot of things I just, for my heart, I would feel so fulfilled doing them just to have those. Like Guitar Center or something. Like, oh my god, could you imagine? I mean, there is a piano store that's close enough that I did put in an application to. I doubt I'll get it, but I did put one in just because, oh, that sounds so much fun. But, I didn't hear back from them, so I doubt I'll get that one. But just the possibilities of, like, thinking about it. Honestly, I feel so excited thinking about it all. And for once, I actually feel hopeful about my future, which is again, something I never thought I would say. And just the feeling that I'm finally going to be working towards earning an amount where I could afford to take care of myself if I wanted to. Granted, I'm not moving out. That was actually the first thing out of my mom's mouth when I was talking about this. She's like, does that mean you're gonna leave us? And I was like, no, rent's expensive here. No, I'm not going anywhere. But, but just the knowledge that, if I wanted to, if I were so inclined, that I maybe could, maybe. Granted, on part-time, yeah, probably not. But I mean, just, it's cumulatively over time, all might eventually, maybe one day. I mean, while she's still around, probably not going to happen, but you never know. But honestly, that's one thing where I really don't have any intentions of going anywhere. I'm pretty comfy right here, and honestly, I don't pay rent. Even if I get a really good paying job, my dad said, no, you don't have to pay rent to live here. I'm not going to charge any of my kids rent, so why would I electively pay rent if I don't have to? Like, not to brag, but that's, for those of you who don't get, well, why wouldn't you move out if you could? That's why. Like, straight up, that's why. Because, frankly, there's nothing I really want to do that moving out would afford me that much that I can't do here. So, most people my age, do certain things that, they would not want to do under their parents' roof or can't do under their parents' roof. I don't do those things, so that doesn't apply to me. So I'm just like, I'm good with staying here, honestly. But yeah, I don't know, like that's a whole side tangent, but just the thought of, I'm going to officially join the working world. And it probably, by this time next year, I'll probably be driving. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, my brain is still trying to process it all, but at the same time, I'm kind of glad that some of these places are pouncing on my applications really quickly because it's not giving me time to get full cold feet and back out. Because if it were something like there being weeks in between, I would chicken out. I can tell you right here, right now. But that's why I'm like, whichever one says yes first, I don't care which one. Even if it's Taco Bell, I'll take it. If they're the one that says yes first, I'm intentionally not saying what the other ones are on this channel just out of safety concerns, but honestly, I'm hoping for one of them over Taco Bell really hard, but yeah, that, but still, I'm just saying. I mean, I did put in one at Target that I might feasibly get, but it's only seasonal. So, knowing that it's only seasonal, I'm like, I'm not fighting as hard for that one. If the same position opens up as, like, a more permanent position after the holidays, I'll apply again. But for seasonal, I'm like, I mean, if somewhere is willing to hire me first, and that's going to count as experience, I think I might do that. And stick with the closer to home one first. But that's just me. But yeah, it's about where things lay right now, and I never thought I'd be saying that I'm excited to do any of this. I mean, inwardly, part of me, yeah, is still fucking terrified, but there's a much bigger part, surprisingly, that just feels excited. What a concept, right? I even read my horoscope yesterday, and it was so spot on. Like, even the last line of it, like, every part of it had to do about, like, a new career. I was like, how the fuck? How the fuck? And that, like, the last line of it made it sound pretty concretely like, to expect to get a job tomorrow. So I'm like, and I have my job interviews tomorrow. Oh my god, I'm really excited. I have goosebumps right now. But, yeah, that. And basically, for the most part, everyone that I've spoken to about it has been very nice and very supportive, even when I have one-on-one told people the actual places that I'm applying to, and I figured I was gonna get some shade for, oh my god, really? There, of all places. No, people have all been really nice about, yeah, everyone has to start somewhere. There's no shame in that. There's no shame in that. I'm like, thank you. I've like almost cried because of how supportive people have been. The only person who has not been supportive has been fucking Kimberly, who has been trying her damnedest to find any reason she can come up with for me to not take any of them. And at this point, she's so desperate because she knows that one of them is going to actually hire me at this point, to where she's like, but I had to drop out of school. I had to, like, not work my job for months because of the pandemic. This double standard. Oh my god, you get to just go do what you want? I was like, and my dad's like, yeah, she's an adult. I can't tell her not to. Well, I'm an adult. Yeah, not really. It's like, oh, shots fucking fired. But, yeah, she is being a little shit about it. Like, everywhere, like, literally everywhere. She's like, oh, I know the people who work there. They're literally terrible people. I used to work with them. They're terrible people. They're like the sort of people who, like, were licking ice cream last year. And I'm like, uh-huh. Sure, Kim. Sure. And she's, like, come up with, like, this excuse for literally every place. And I'm like, you know what? That's great that you had a bad experience with them. I might not, though. So could you stop trying to rain on my parade, like, at every turn? Because I know what you're doing. You're trying to get me to not actually follow through on any of these applications. And you know what? I'm not going to be bullied out of this. You're not going to do it. No. So now she is at the point of desperation of, well, that's so irresponsible that you would go out into the work world around people in the middle of a pandemic. And, I mean, I don't care if they offered you $10 million. It's not worth the risk of killing your mother. And I'm like, dude, you're allowed to go out in the work world, aren't you? And you go out and you go on dates and shit, and you go places and you meet up with people. Fuck yourself. Like, seriously, go kindly fuck yourself. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. You're not going to talk me out of it. And that's that. If you don't like it, go pound sand. I don't care. Ooh, it's been World War III with her because of that. But you know what? I don't care. I really don't care. Because the places I've applied have all been places who have the plexi shields up and everything. They all take the temperatures every day of every employee who comes in, and they make sure that nobody's feeling sick. They ask if anyone's been around anyone in the past 24 hours before they came in. It's like, I feel okay with those parameters. Just saying. And everybody's wearing masks, so what do you want from me? Yeah, I realize it's food service, and the patrons, yep, they are taking off their masks to eat. You are absolutely correct. Not a whole hell of a lot I can do about that, but at the same time, I don't see the people who are working in these places dropping dead like flies either. So, just saying, I do realize there is some amount of risk. There's some amount of risk with literally anything, though. Like, literally anything. So, granted, yeah, if the Safeway position opens up, I kind of would pounce on that in a heartbeat, because at least people are keeping the masks on their frickin' faces. And nobody's taking them off to eat. So for that, yeah, I would bounce real quick and go over there if I actually successfully got it. And I applied in several different departments. I applied for cashier, I applied for floral, I applied for bakery clerk, I even applied for bagger, even though bagger would suck. You know what, I'll take it. Initially, I had applied for general merchandising of the health and beauty section, but my favorite person who works at the store who was like, oh, honey, you don't want that one. They work nights. They work overnights. And I was like, oh, I will go home and I will edit that application and take that one off. And I did the second I got home. That she was so stoked and surprised to hear that I actually wanted to work there, because she's known for years that literally the only time I leave the house, even before the pandemic, is like to go to the food store. That's it. Like, I don't go anywhere. She was like, when my dad was like, guess what? She wants to work here. She turned and looked at me and went, what? Like, exactly like that. I was like, yeah, he's not joking. I put in an application like a week ago. And she, like, gave me the lowdown on, like, every different position in there, which ones are the good ones, which ones are the suck ones, which ones she thinks I would do well, and, like, that's actually the reason why I added bakery to it, because I would not have even thought of that one until she pointed it out. She was like, oh, honey, you don't have to know how to bake to work there. You can be a bakery clerk. You don't have to be a baker. It's like, no shit. I did not know that, but that actually would be fantastic. I would love that. She's like, yeah, and the latest they ever work is 8 p.m. I was like, I would be so happy with that. Holy shit. Like, 8 p.m. I can live with. I would work any hour they give me if that's the latest. I gotta go. Because if that's the latest they're going, I don't see them working insanely early for the clerk because the bakery doesn't officially open until, like, I forget what hour it is, but it's like a reasonable hour. So, just saying, I could totally hang with that one. Normal cashier, yeah, there's always a risk they could put you on overnight, which I would not be cool with. But that said, I mean, the other ones, they sound okay. Floral's another one where, yeah, they aren't even open at night, period. So they start early in the morning, but they don't go late. So I'm fine with early morning. Just gotta get there is all. But yeah, that. But still, I was just like, oh my gosh, things are happening. And if it were any of those positions there, then I get benefits. So just saying, be pretty good. Especially because dental is included in the. Yeah, with my mouth, I need that. I definitely need that. But yeah, I was like, oh my god, I'm so excited. I really want that one. And my goodness, I just. Part of me is nervous about the interviews, but part of me is also like, no, I'm kind of excited though. I mean, the phone interview for one of the places yesterday, that's the first one today, I mean, the dude was super chill. Just like, my god, even like when he was saying all the safety precautions that they take and everything, I was like, that's definitely not an issue for me because we already take a ton of precautions at home because my mom's only got one lung and I'm asthmatic and have heart problems. And my dad's got heart problems. And he's like, oh yeah, my wife has da 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 da. And it was just like, oh, so you like 100% understand the boat I'm in. Cool. Cool. You understand. All right. Well, similar background there. So, but, like his daughter owns an Etsy shop. He was asking about any kind of past experience of any kind, I had mentioned that. He was like, "Oh, my daughter does that. She sews her own clothes and she like embroiders patches and things." I was like, "Oh my god, that's so awesome." Um, I didn't want to give my scare story about Etsy, but at the same time, it was still cool. But yeah, that. So I don't know. I'm excited. I am excited. It feels good. It feels like I'm actually doing something that I am meant to be doing. I mean, granted, yeah, the timing, this would not have been my choice to pick this timing. I would have preferred to wait till after the pandemic, but given everything going up in flames with Etsy right now, I kind of can't afford to be picky, you know? Them's the breaks. So, with that in mind, all I can do is be as safe and as careful as I can and move from there, you know? I mean, I even got desperate enough to apply at the coffee places, which I always swore no way in hell. Then again, I always said that about the fast food places too, and yet, seemingly the only ones who have contacted me back are exactly those. But I figure, if I do a really, really good job at whichever one I get, it'll look really good on a resume for whatever next one I have because I'll have somebody as a reference who they can ask about me, who can say that I did a really good job and that I'd be a really good worker. So, anywho, that's about that. I'll let you know how it goes. Granted, there is one little thing that just timing-wise, I'm like, oh my god, are you kidding right now? The PG&E power shutoffs? we're getting another one. It starts tomorrow night at 10 p.m. and goes through either Monday or Tuesday at 10 p.m. And the one that's the first one today really on the phone sounded like he may hire on the spot and may have me start Monday potentially. So I was like, oh god, if the power's out at home, how am I supposed to properly get ready? How am I supposed to bathe when I get home when the power's out? Oh shit. It's that whole thing of when man plans, God laughs. Yeah, I should have known everything was going a little too smoothly. I should have known it. I should always be leery of when things are coming a little too easily for me, because there's always gotta be something. And that was the something. Granted, of all the things that could have happened, if that's the worst of it, honestly, alright, I'll take it. I mean, honestly, it gives me something to do while the power's out at home. I'll be off working, so I won't be sitting here staring at the wall being pissed off that the power's off. So, on one hand, the timing could be excellent. On the other hand, in terms of being able to, like, get ready for work and everything, like, how am I supposed to work without coffee in the morning? Yeah. Could be a challenge, but challenges are okay. I do well with challenges. My whole life's been a challenge, so alright, that's okay. I'll rise to the occasion. That's cool. But yeah, that's about where things are lying right now. But the downside to that is, with that power out, if I do start Monday, I won't be able to tell you guys how it went right after, which bums me out so bad. Because I would love to make a video and upload it like the second I get home. Well, after I bathe. But if power's out, won't be able to do either one. Like, at best, I might be able to, like, if I take a lamp or something in here, I'll otherwise be in the dark. Apart from that lamp, it'll be, like, creepy and shit, but I don't know. I might film it anyway, just so I don't forget details, but at the same time, I'm like, wouldn't it be better to just wait till it's back on? Probably, but I don't know. I'll have to play it by ear and figure out how it goes. Because, I mean, if it does come back at like 10 p.m. that night, I could just wait it out. But if it does stretch into Tuesday, then I kind of have to wait. Or if it stretches longer, which that's the thing with these power outs, that they update as they go. I mean, what they tell you at the start of it may not be how it ends up playing out in reality. Like, they could tell you, oh, it's just gonna be out for 12 hours, and then, like, half a week later, hey, we finally gave you your power back. There was no way of you knowing that, since your power was out and you couldn't watch the TV to find out, and the power lines are down for the cell towers, so you couldn't check on your phone or anything, but apart from that, yeah. California. That. My goodness. Anyways, I'm babbling. I do that when I'm nervous. I'm excited, but there is definitely such nervous energy going on if you couldn't tell. So, I mean, I have never gotten as far as a job interview before, so I really don't know what the hell to expect. I suppose that's the kind of thing I'm gonna find out, but like the hard way, probably, but hopefully it won't be bad. I mean, given the kind of places that these are, I can't imagine that the in-person interview would be hard. I know the phone one was, like, surprisingly easy. Like, I was racked with nerves initially, but then I got on the phone, I was like, oh, that was actually, like, really easy. I'm surprised. The one thing that makes me nervous, though, is that for that job, he was like, I used to tell people who are new that this is an easy job, but then they would turn around later and say, oh my god, you lied, it's hard. So now I go in and I tell people that it's hard from the get-go and hope that it'll be easy compared to what they were expecting. So hearing that, I really don't know what exactly to expect. Well, all I know is that I'll be working with 6 to 12 people at any given time. I don't know if that's good or bad. But, I suppose we'll find out. But I figure no matter what happens, whether I end up loving it, or if it ends up being a total shit show, or anywhere in between, I'm gonna end up with great stories to tell you guys. So, honestly, it's all gonna be okay. It's all gonna be okay. And that's one thing where I'm just like, who are you? What did you do with me? How did, like, when did you turn so positive all of a sudden? Like, when did that happen? Because, like, you used to be the most negative person on the planet. I don't know. I don't know, but it's a nice feeling. That's not to say that, like, my things like depression just, like, disappeared. No, they're still there, but I mean, I, I'm still able to, like, see the silver linings in pretty much any situation and, like, thrive off of that, so, you know, there's been a lot of that, of finding all the silver linings in all of this, and realizing it's not the end of the world. I mean, yeah, one chapter closed, another one started. So, it's just like a book. You turned a page. Who cares? It's a different page, is all. It's like, it's not the end of anything other than, yeah, it's the end of your Etsy, but in terms of, like, your life, that's no big deal. That is no biggie. Not to mention, one big thing that didn't even dawn on me till today. Once I get rid of some of the excess supplies, I'm not getting rid of, like, all my yarn or anything. Don't think that. Because some I am keeping to do my own personal projects with, and ones that I'll sell as one-offs, but the excess bulk yarn that I bought, like I was telling one friend earlier, what am I gonna do with, like, 80 balls of orange yarn? I don't need that. I can sell those on eBay. Shit like that, once that's out of here, guess who's finally, for the first time in almost a decade, going to be able to properly clean her room? Yeah, the last time this room was clean was 2013, which is shameful. And it's not that it's just clutter everywhere, it's that it's specifically all the bulk amounts of yarn that I had to keep on hand at any given time for running that shop. So not only am I reclaiming my life, I'm also reclaiming my freaking space. Which I'm like, that's gonna be so nice. Because once I do have it clean, I can finally set up to record somewhere other than in front of my bathroom door. Like, as much of a staple as this background has become, I mean, I have much nicer spaces I could set up at. I do have backdrops that I've had sitting around for years I've never gotten to use because I didn't have anywhere to set up the frames. Once this room's clean and I can actually, like, get to my desk again, I can set up the frames behind my computer chair. I have a really badass Beatles backdrop I would love to have be my background all the time, but I mean, I also have others too. Yeah, I'll be able to do the thing. It'll be really nice. And I'll be able to invest in, like, nicer filming equipment eventually. Um, there's a lot of things I'll be able to invest in. I'm finally going to be able to invest in a nice gaming rig. I might be able to invest in the software and things to be able to, like, film properly instead of just aiming my iPod at a screen. There's a lot of things I'm going to be able to invest in as I have a actual stable income that's more than just like $100 or a couple $100 a month coming in with. It's gonna be really nice. And one little treat to myself that I did preemptively splurge on, that, given everything right now, may not have been the wisest thing, but I'm like, you know what? I deserved something nice in the light of all of this happening. I got the Ipsy Ultimate for November. It isn't here yet, obviously, but I tried to get it for October, but I missed the deadline by like an hour. Yeah, it was that close, and I even reached out to their customer care. They're like, yeah, sorry, we can't do anything for that. I mean, we'll give you some promo credits to spend, but for November, you'll definitely be getting it. So, okay, whatever. So I'll finally be getting all 3 different subscription levels. That's cool, and it won't, like, break my entire bank account to do it. Because there's gonna be so much excess coming in that, honestly, my YouTube earnings are gonna, like, totally cover all of the beauty box stuff. Which is probably more like how it should be. So then everything that's coming in from like a job is just gonna be gravy on top. How nice will that be? I'll be able to actually like start saving. I'll actually be able to have a savings account and like save up for nice things. Like, think of like the nicer things I'll be able to do on this channel too when I do have more disposable income to toss around. That's gonna be so cool. And it's gonna benefit you guys too. That's gonna be really nice, actually. I am looking forward to so much of what there is to come on a lot of levels, to where I'm like, any minor inconveniences with this, any like annoyances in the day to day, that ultimately it will be worth it. It will be worth it in the big picture, because honestly, if we're being honest with ourselves, how many people actually like really, truly, actually love their jobs? Show of hands, like how many of you can actually say it? Especially if you are working like the lower end, like entry level ones, who can actually say it? Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm actually more okay with this versus how it was where, sure, I was doing something I loved before, but it ended up ruining the thing that I loved for me. So there's that. It actually does make me a little bit thankful that the first one to call back wasn't Joanne's, because I feel like it would have been a huge tease. It would have been a slap in the face to be staring at the yarn all day in the light of what happened with Etsy. I think it would have just made me sad. Once some more time passes and the wound is not fresh, I'll be fine with that. That won't bother me then. But it's just like, given how recent it is, I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of happy that it's not there, actually. It is what it is. But I mean, eventually I would love to work somewhere like that, just not right now, if possible. Goodness. But yeah, there's that. I mean, there's so many places that I actually genuinely would enjoy working at, that once I'm driving, I'll be able to get to and from if I can score those positions. It's just a matter of one step at a time, one foot in front of the other. Rome wasn't built in a day, so that's okay. I can deal with that. I am good with working it a little bit at a time, but also having solid, concrete goals and visions of what it is I'm working towards. Because if I'm just working like a fuzzy goal in mind of, yeah, I'm just trying to earn money, I don't know what for exactly, but for something, I'm sure, that's not enough motivation for me. It really isn't. But if I have something specific in mind, I lock and load on that, and I won't stop until I get it. So once I get it, I find another goal, and I lock in on that until I do it. And this isn't all just like monetarily. This is true of like a lot of different things in my life, of how my mind works. So it just is how it is. I suppose it's not a bad quality to have, really. So again, I'm babbling. I need to wrap this up. So boy, this is gonna be weird altering the outros to not mention the Etsy, because I think I'm gonna just start leaving it off of the things, because there's no point advertising for something that's gonna be shut down in about a minute. But yeah, you guys know what to do. If you liked this video, go ahead and give it a like. If you're not already and you'd like me, click subscribe, hit that notification bell icon so you never miss an upload. Leave comments down below. If you ever found yourself in a situation like this, do you have any advice, kind words, nice thoughts, prayers, anything? Spare them. Make sure you're following my social media accounts, my Facebook, my Instagram. I almost said it, then was like, wow, it does feel weird leaving it out. My lip balm subreddit I have listed down below. All the good stuff. I'm gonna have to revisit how I do my outros now, to like not mention it. It was like Facebook, Instagram, Etsy, and now I've forgotten what the fourth thing I usually say is, now that I've gotten it all out of order. Yeah, I'm gonna have to revisit that and get used to saying it in a new order, in a different way, but it's all down below. And if you like what I do here on this channel and you'd like to help support it, the donation link, as always, is down in the description. Get your name on the end card for a month from the time of donating. Anyway, guys, till next time.